What's going on, everybody? I want to speak out about um, the the four incidents that took place within a period of 4 days. These shootings on or near SEPTA vehicles, and I'm looking at the news, and what I'm hearing is parents are concerned and afraid for their children, and I have to be sincere in my response to that. And then they went on to say parents will not rest and feel safe for their children until these three culprits are captured. As if these three culprits are the boogeyman to the problem that this city has and that most of these parents have. See, let's stop the bullshit. Let's stop the bullshit, right? Stop acting like little Sally, little Billy, little Raheem, little Takesha, right? Is these angels that parents try to profess, right? I mean, hard to everyone that they come across, that not my child, not my granddaughter, not my grandson, not my son, not my daughter. Well, I got news for you. I got news for you. Out in them streets, the job that I have, I see children out in the street. I'm talking about 10, 11, 12, sometimes even younger than that. At 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. How? How is that possible? When I was growing up, I ran away from home. And anybody in my family will tell you, I ran away from home. I lived in South Philly. I walked all the way from 31st and Tasker to Broad Island. I did this, right, because I ran away. I did this. I walked up Broad Street. I got to Broad and Tasker, and from Broad and Tasker, I just kept going up Broad Street, right? But this was in the daytime. Guess what? When I got close, I think I got to Broad, Wyoming, and it was getting dark. And I started to get scared. You know why? Because when I was growing up, you didn't see any children on the street, right? And if you did, somebody, mostly cops, or somebody, even concerned pedestrians or whatever the case may be, right? Concerned adults. They be like, excuse me, are you okay? Are you all right? Because you know why? Because children weren't out at that time. Guess what? I don't know where the parents are. Every time I see a child out there at that time of the night, on a school night, heaven forbid, let it be Friday or Saturday, even Sunday, you have packs of girls, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. Packs up. When I say pack, I mean it's 5, 6, 7, 8 of them out in the street. It's nothing to see young people sweethearting, kissing and hugging and everything else out on the corners in front of grown-ups. Listen, when they get on a SEPTA bus, their mouths are so foul. And I'm saying to myself, in my mind, these are the same children who, if you go to their parents and say something to their parents about this child, they'll say, no, not my child. Well, I got news. Like the police commissioner said in his statement yesterday, you're not looking under their bed. You're not looking in their drawers. You're not looking in their closets. You're not checking their pockets. Okay, you don't want to stop and frisk? I get it. Well, you do the stop and frisk before they take their asses out that door. Check their shit, but you're not doing that. You know why? Because you're in Charlie D's and all these other goddamn places. And that's not even the case. That's unfair. For real, that's unfair. A lot of parents are single parents and they work. They work. A lot of these moms are working, right? Let's be fair. Let's be fair. I've heard so many parents say, and this might be you. See if this relates to you or it applies to you. Did you do your homework? And they'll say, yeah, and that's it. They don't, unless they either too tired or they don't, you know what I mean, they felt like they did their parental duty by asking. They don't check their work, right? They don't check it. And then these schools are pushing out functional illiterates, whereas though these children can't eat, let alone can't think. So resolve a conflict issue is, how can you resolve a conflict issue when you can't even think? You have no critical thinking skills, right? These schools are dumbing them down. Literally, these schools are graveyards, right? So they passing because they get funded. Let's be honest. They get funded, right? They have to have a certain quota. So they will pass children who can't even read or write. And then they go out into society. And then the system is set up where they listen, stay out of trouble. Parents are, listen, my grandson or my granddaughter or my son or they had the prom and they had the graduate and they can't even read or write. Read or write. So I'm here to bust everybody's bubble. If you think catching these 3 people are going to stop, listen, I'm declaring it now because I see it. This is going to be the worst summer in Philadelphia's history. And it's going to start with the young ones, the teen. I don't even, you know what? I don't call them kids. I don't call them kids, right? There needs to be a redefinition of that. I don't call them children. There needs to be a redefinition of that. I don't call them teens. You know what they are? They're delinquent. That's exactly what they are, right? And they don't care. And I'm just being real. And so, if I was the mayor, if I was Sherelle Park, listen, here's some sincere advice. If you want to get a handle on what is about to take place in this city, especially this summer, especially for the rest of this year, right? Implement a curfew. Implement it right now. Don't have these delinquents walking around the streets at all kinds of times of the night after school is out, because you're going to have a serious problem, right, in this city if you allow that to happen. Not only implement a curfew, but pass some kind of ordinance and attach it to the goddamn parents, right? No, we're not policing, right? We're checking to see if they out here, but if we catch them out there, you're going to be fined. And we're going to enforce the fining until you get a hand, until you make sure your child or your brother, your neighbor, whoever it is you need, he or she need to make sure that that child has his ass in the house, being a child. See, that's listen. I don't even know if the word grown even applies anymore. These children believe that they are adults. They believe that they and listen, I've heard something about the bikes and this and that and that and this. You have to get Sherelle Parker in the city has to get a handle on the disrespect of traffic laws. Everybody's double parking. Everybody's riding around with a dented up. How is your car being inspected with your whole front grill out? And these are the people who are smoking weed, drinking, and anything else, and they're driving. Where is the enforcement on these things? See, in order for it to be some real change, right, a heavy hand has to come down, right? And nobody wants to implement or enact a heavy hand.